Hello, and welcome to another episode of Branding with Jade TV. Now, I actually had another video planned to share today, like one of my pre-recorded ones that I batched a while ago. But because I saw Marie Forleo last night and I'm on a high from that, I really wanted to take this opportunity to share all my takeaways from her event last night. And I also thought, since it's Halloween, I'm going to wear my pink wig because so many people have been asking to see what it looks like. So here it is. So I don't know. What do you think? Should I dye my hair pink? I have always wanted to, but I just never have the patience. I don't think I'd have a fringe if I had pink hair, but I do like the pink. Maybe like the tips or something. Who knows? If I ever have the patience to actually go through the process, maybe one day you'll see me with pink hair. But anyway, let's get into it because I'm so excited. So, I saw Marie Forleo last night. If you followed along on my stories, you would have seen that I shared quite a bit of it. I didn't really record too much while she was actually speaking because I wanted to listen and take it in and respect all the people that have paid to be there and not just share everything she was saying. But I showed some of the fun stuff. So she's awesome. She's got an amazing energy and she's just awesome on stage. She's just, everything you see in her videos is her. Like, she's amazing. And I actually only managed to get my VIP ticket at the last minute. So when I first bought my ticket for her event, the VIP tickets were sold out. And I really wanted that one because I really wanted the opportunity to hug her and have a photo with her. So I just kept putting it out to the universe. And then I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to email the events people and I'm going to ask them if there's a chance I can have a VIP ticket. And I managed to get an upgrade. So that leads me right into the topic, which is everything is figureoutable. So basically this tour was Marie's book tour for her new book being launched, and the book is called Everything is Figureoutable, and this is basically her mantra for life. And she shared the story of where this came from. By the way, I just have to point out, look at this. Got a signed copy. So cool. I'm a total fangirl. Sorry. So anyway, her book was inspired by this mantra that she's had all her life, and it was inspired by when she was a young girl and back before the internet existed and you couldn't Google stuff. She would always come home and her mum would always just be like fixing random things and doing things that she had no clue about. And Marie asked her, like, how do you know all this stuff? How do you know what to do? And her mum said to her, anything you want bad enough in life is figureoutable. And so she's had that mantra all her life. If you want something, it's figureoutable. And so, of course, there's skeptics out there that will have ideas that say, well, no, this isn't and this isn't. And so what she gave us last night is 3 rules. And all this stuff is in her book because obviously it's a book tour. So she was out to talk about what's in her book and encourage us to read it. We all got copies of it and all of that kind of stuff. So if you want to learn about this stuff in more depth, go out and get her book. I'm so excited to read it. I did say that I wasn't going to read personal development books this year because I was just getting over them. Like the last few years, that's all I've read. And so this year I've been all back into reading novels again. But I'm so excited to read this one because I love Marie, and everything she was saying last night was it just did make so much sense. And so I can't wait to go more in depth and read about it. But basically, so there's 3 rules to the everything is figureoutable method. Sorry, I've got an itchy nose. I just put my makeup on, so it's got that itchy feeling. So yeah, there's 3, and I've got loads of notes that I wrote down. I wish I just remembered all this stuff off the top of my head, but I want to make sure I cover the things that I found important because I figure if I found it important enough to write it down, I want to share it with you. So basically what she said in terms of everything is figureoutable is the first rule is all problems or dreams are figureoutable. The second rule is if a problem isn't really figureoutable, it isn't a problem. It's a fact of life. So things like death, illness, that kind of stuff that is beyond your control. It's a fact of life that that's going to happen. So it's not figureoutable because it's just life, but everything you do in between is figureoutable. And that's one other point that she made, which she was like, she's a bit weird. She's planned out her funeral party, she used a better word, but her funeral party, because she gets excited over the fact that she knows that life does end and you only get one shot at it. So you really want to be making the most of it, and you really do want to follow what you're passionate about and make sure that you're living every single day to the fullest, because there is going to come a time when you won't be on this planet anymore. So you've got to get excited about that, and instead of living in fear about it and getting to the end and regretting all the things you didn't do, you've just got to grab the opportunities, and anything that you were passionate about enough and want badly enough is figureoutable, because you really want it, so you'll figure out a way to get it. And that brings me to the third rule, which is, if it's not figureoutable, it's probably because you don't care deeply enough about the problem to figure it out. So you really need to find what you're passionate about, because anything you are passionate about, you will figure out. And you don't need to have all the answers from the start. You just need to know that you have everything within you to make something happen. And this is another thing that she said. She said, if you've got the dream within you, you wouldn't even be able to have that dream if you didn't have everything inside you to make it a reality, because you wouldn't be able to picture that. You wouldn't have that vision, that creativity, that spark, that desire, if you didn't have the stuff inside you to be able to make it happen. So if you are passionate about something and if you really want it bad enough, you'll figure it out. And there's things, and it's just about coming to terms and being honest with yourself about, okay, well, maybe I don't want it that much. That's why I'm not figuring it out, because I don't actually want it. And when you have that conversation with yourself and you take that control in your life, you take the power, and you really do have the option to figure out anything. And it's so amazing. So another point I really wanted to cover on is, she talked about the language we use, and when we say we can't do something, it's not really that we can't, because everything is figureoutable. What it is that we won't, or we don't really want it badly enough right now, so we're not going to put the effort into it because we don't want it right now, and that's fine. And when you actually change that language and you're honest with yourself about the fact that you just don't want to do it, or you just won't do it, then you have a different conversation in your mind, and that gives you power, because you're saying, I'm making this choice that I don't want to do it. It's not that I can't do it, it's that I just don't want to, and that gives you control. Whereas if you're just constantly telling yourself you can't, that's a limiting belief. That's allowing your mind to control you, whereas you should have the control over your mind by changing the conversations you have with yourself. And when you have that conversation and you're honest and you say, you know what, I just don't want it, that's fine. It's not saying that you're lazy, it's just saying that that's not a priority over other things that are more important to you, and that is totally cool. So that is a really powerful message that I got from her last night. She's just incredible. If you have the opportunity to get to see her one day, I'm so grateful that this was the first time she came to Australia and I got to see her. And if I was living in Perth, I wouldn't have, because no one comes to Perth. They all do the Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, because they're the big cities. And so Perth tends to miss out. And so I'm so grateful I moved here. I'm so grateful that I was able to get that ticket to actually meet her and hug her. She loved my top. It's so cool. I was like, I have to wear the most bold out there outfit so that I stand out, because Marie's so bold and out there, and she's always encouraging people to really be themselves and put themselves out there. And I loved that she noticed it. It was so cool. Highlight of my life. And that's another thing she said, about people who are multi-passionate, and I loved this because it's something I've always struggled with as well. It's putting yourself in a box where you say you're just one thing. I'm a coach, or I'm an affiliate marketer, I'm an influencer, I'm a blogger. Which one am I? It's hard because you want to be all of them. And so I love that she coined the term, I'm a multi-passionate entrepreneur, and you can say it. And then it opens up conversations where people say, well, what's that? And you explain it to them, all the things you do, and they get excited, and there's going to be something that resonates, and it's just a really cool conversation to have with people. And you don't need to have this limitation of just having this sentence that defines what you do. You can have more to you. And the other thing that was a really good message from her as well is that you don't have to monetize all your passions. So you can be passionate about a lot of things, but you can accept that not all of them have to be money makers. You can monetize certain things, and then you can just be passionate about other things and not have to try to find a way to make an income from them. Just enjoy your life. And that's one other thing she said is she aims to have fun in everything she does. What we see in her videos, her craziness, her dancing, all that stuff, that's her every day. She has music on, she's dancing around, she's doing all of that stuff, because if there's no joy in it, then there's no point in doing it. And you really need to have that joy in your life. You really need to be passionate and inspired and excited about waking up every day and doing what you've got to do, because that's your life and you want to be living it to the fullest. And she doesn't even have to work anymore. She's gotten to the point where she has enough to not have to. So she does this out of pure passion and excitement and enjoyment. And that was just a really amazing takeaway. And so, yeah, I wrote way more notes, but I'm not going to sit here reading notes because I don't think that's exciting. So they were the things off the top of my head that I thought I would recap for you. I'll probably write a blog post as well. But yeah, if you want to learn more, just go get the book. And I'll tell you all about it once I've read it, because I'm so excited. But that is it from me for now. Have a fabulous day. Enjoy Halloween. We don't really do a lot for it here, but I just love dressing up. So I don't have any costume this year. We're not doing anything, but I want to do Halloween just to dress up because I love costumes. So anyway, have a fabulous day. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.